Okay, hello everybody. We are starting this video. It's called We Are Brainwashed. So I have my pod bean going as well. So let's get started. So, brainwashed. We kind of touched up on this in another one of my videos that's on Podbean and also YouTube. But now we're going to focus on just that. So, excuse all this, okay? But, um, so I've been talking to a lot of people about us being brainwashed. And a lot of people are on board with them understanding why we are brainwashed, where it came from. So, my theory, we've been brainwashed since the beginning of time. And when I say the beginning of time, I mean way back when. Like, not us, not your mothers, your grandmothers, or their grandmothers, and on and on and on and on. So, let's start off with this. For starters, you know, I'm trying to gain a little bit more people on my Podbean because this is a live show and a little bit more people on here. And then we can kind of get started and go into everything like really quickly. This will not be a long video like most videos, probably max 30 minutes. But if it get deep, we're going to go a little bit longer than 30 minutes. So, brainwashed. So I've always thought to myself, who came up with this idea, right? So according to Google, brainwashing is the concept that the human mind can be altered or controlled by certain psychological techniques. That's interesting already. So that has a lot to do with our brains. So I always make this joke and I be like, how are we over budget or broke or whatever you want to call it when money is paper and is easily printed in a machine? That's my first one right there. That always boggles my little brain because a lot of people go crazy and get very upset and get depressed, have anxiety behind lack of money, lack of making money, lack of having money, whatever. It's always money. So I'm like, if you can print this, why do we have to go through the fact of not having it or it not being enough, lack of? So that was the first thing. And for the life of me, I can't understand that. For the life of me, I don't understand why we have government rules, laws, and all that other stuff. But I do understand that we live in a system. And according to Google, let me go back. According to Google, it says brainwashing is the concept that the human mind can be altered or controlled. Okay? Be altered and controlled. So in order to do that, in order to alter and control somebody, you have to have something that you can control them with. So that brings me back to money. How in the world are we having lack of money when it could just be printed? And this is where brainwashing come in that, because if you can just print it, why the hell ain't nobody just printing all this money then? And the reason is because that is how they control us humans. Let me go back for the ones who are just tuning in. Brainwashing is the concept that the human mind can be altered or controlled. So that's why. That's why I'm around here thinking that if we have all this money and all this, if we have all this paper and these machines to make this money, then why do we go so crazy when we don't have it? Because they have brainwashed us to believe that money is lack of. It's not enough. So when it's not enough, now people are going crazy because of the concept lack of. Controlled. Controlling by who? The government. My first theory about brainwashing. Second theory about brainwashing. So way back in the day, before all of us was even much born, they had this thing called slavery. Okay? I am an African American woman, and I live in the 21st century, and I don't understand for the life of me, why do I have to hate white people? Or why do white people have to hate black people? And I understand because we're brainwashed. Not only us African Americans, but Latinos, white Americans, Indians, Chinese, we're all brainwashed to some certain extent. So you tell me that I'm supposed to go around and hate all the white people that ancestors had African Americans under slavery? Bullshit. I'm not about to do that. Okay? So with that being said, that's again called brainwash. I run into a lot of people that still have that concept because that is what is taught to them generation after generation after generation. And at some point, we have to understand to break the cycle. On Podbean, let's see, Doe said, money can't just be printed without disrupting the value of the dollar. Interesting. Interesting. Again, that's control to me. Again. So I hate everyone. I think the research on brainwashing has brainwashed you. Interesting. So we have someone that believes that they're not brainwashed. We're all brainwashed, like I said, to a certain extent. And everybody has their own opinion to how corrupt they want their life to be from following after people who has went along with generational curses and generational things. Like I said in another video, I'm an Uber driver, so I speak to a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and we have these conversations in my car. And the reason why we have these conversations in my car is because, for one, it's my car. And for two, I'm very open-minded. I'm not shut off or closed-minded or anything like that. So I can have a conversation with people. For someone to say that they hate everyone is very disturbing because we're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. How I think of that is because according to this Bible that they have rewritten over and over again, we came from two people, Adam and Eve. So if we only came from these two people, in my mind, that makes sense that we're all brothers and sisters. So to me, all this is just really confusing, and why it is time to get out of what we have been taught and maybe start moving on our own accord. Okay? As a whole, you can't, well, you can do what you want to do, but, I had one writer that tells me, his father, his father doesn't like, his father still has the mentality of slavery. Okay. But he's not. Now, he grew up in this home. He grew up in this home where it's certain comments being made to him about other races and things like that. But yet he still chooses to move on his own accord. So he is breaking the cycle of being brainwashed. And I commend people like that. I commend people that aren't followers. And if they are followers, they are following the right path. Meaning, come on now, let's just be realistic. Going back to my last video, listening to your inner self, we have the power of reasoning, meaning we know right from wrong. Even if your parents did not tell you what was right from wrong, we grow up as adults and we learn what right and wrong is. Okay? So with that being said, a lot of things that we are brainwashed behind are wrong, period. Like, I wouldn't dare listen to somebody in my family that tells me, you need to not like white people because of what happened to us back in the day. I would look at them like, you're ignorant. Like, for one, for starters, were you that person that was a slave? Why are we fighting a battle that happened years ago? Why? I don't understand that, me personally. I'm not about to wreck my brain or stress over anything that has happened years ago, okay? Back to my first theory about this money. Old boy on Podbean said that money can't just be printed without disrupting the value of the dollar. Interesting. The value of a dollar. Very interesting to me that he used the word value, because let's go to these graveyards and let's see how many people died with their money, or died with their jewelry, or died with their houses. And I say that because I don't value money. That's why I say that. And a lot of people that's out here that's making money the right way, they don't value money. They put their heart and they put their love into what they do, which in returns reward them with money. So the value of money is BS to me, okay? And anybody else that thinks that the value of a dollar, and that's brainwashing. Do you understand what I'm saying? That it's brainwashing. So when you are running after the money, or running after what your ancestors have told you, or whatever the case may be, you're just running after stuff that you don't even much know what the hell you running behind. Like, do your own research. You get what I'm saying? Like, I see people all the time, and not even just people. I have been in the predicament to where I was chasing after the dollar, selling my soul for the dollar. And why? And when I say selling my soul for the dollar, that means doing things that are wrong to earn a dollar that a lot of people value and probably don't even have. So that's what they do. Okay, let's look at what's going on with coronavirus. Okay, now here in Texas, I can't speak about no other state because I don't watch the news, I don't do none of that stuff. But let's talk about Texas. Texas had the nerve to pay people to take the vaccination. Pay people money to take the vaccination. To take something that these people was already weary about. And in order to control the situation, control us humans, brainwashed again, they decided, well, let me pay you to go get vaccinated. So what that means is, if you needed the money that bad, you would go against your right mind and go get vaccinated because you needed the money. Now, I'm vaccinated. Okay, ain't nobody paid me to get vaccinated or anything like that. I got on my knees, I prayed to the Lord, and this is what I prayed. I was like, Lord, as a baby, we all get vaccinated. Well, I can speak in the United States. I don't know about nowhere else, but in the United States, we have to get vaccinated when we are a baby. We get our 3-month shot, 6-month shots, 9-month shots, and I think again at 18 months we get our last hepatitis shot or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But we don't know what's in those shots. And our parents made the decision to give us those shots. So I was like, well, what the heck? Let me go ahead and get this vaccine. Okay? Now you speaking to somebody who had already caught corona. And when I caught corona, I had all of the symptoms that they said. And guess what? When I got the shot, I caught those same symptoms. So it must be something in there that's right. But at the end of the day, I made that decision on my own. I didn't need nobody to tell me that they was going to pay me or bribe me or try to control me or try to do anything to make me feel like I had to do something that I didn't want to do. Okay? On Podbean, let's see. El Carpo, it's sad when we are put in a situation where we need to do non-illegal things to eat. I have to agree with you with that, sweetie. I have to. And, it's sad because at one point, I also felt like that. I also felt like I had to do, you call it non-illegal and I call it just right from wrong, wrong things. And when I mean wrong, I feel like I'm spiritual, so I feel like that's the devil. That's the devil that is saying, okay, well, you have to do this for this. And I'm a living witness right here. I'm a testimony. And I am saying, I don't know what has happened to me in these few weeks, but I have been doing things differently, completely differently. Meaning, if it's wrong, I'm not going to do it. And a way has been made every single time. You also put El Carpo, well, the right mind will do all the proper things to protect ourselves. Some need encouragement than others. And since we live in a society, we all benefit. I have to agree with you with that. I have to. You're not spiritual, but I understand your terms and agree. Thank you. And I really try to be on a broad statement with that because a lot of people, I understand a lot of people aren't spiritual. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay that you're not spiritual. It just means that at the end of the day, no matter what you are or who you pray to or who you look up to or whatever the case may be, to me, it always goes back to your heart. If you do what's right, then you're going to always and forever be good, period. And that's just really how I feel. When you do things wrong, then you're going to always reap the benefits from that. Us hurting each other, that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me at all. Me and one of my riders was talking about slavery at one point. And, this was a white guy that I was talking to and his wife. And I made the statement and I said, I don't know why this came to my head, but I was like, well, eventually, before it's all said and done, all this mixing and matching that's going on, everybody having, these mixed babies, they always say if you have a baby, no matter what the race is, if you have a baby with an African American on paperwork, you have to put that you're African American. So to me, at the end of it all, looks like there's going to be a whole bunch of African Americans. It ain't going to be no other race. That's how I was looking at it. And I was like, so I had them laughing like, really and truly what you're saying is right. And I was like, I don't know where did that come from, but It just makes sense on the color wheel. Like, anytime you add black to any other color, it dominates the color. Period. So that's where I got this logic from. And I was like, so why are we so stressed out about what happened years ago to our ancestors? Because it's brainwashing, you know? And I just think that at the end of the day, I know that at the end of the day, we just have to work together. Like, is that so hard to work together? Like, I talk to Latinos, I talk to Caucasians, I talk to Asians, I talk to a lot of people. And I learn something every time I talk to somebody who's different from me. So when I hear people that say things like, I don't like this person, or I don't like this race, or I don't like this and I don't like that, that just, it's like, to me, it's just so ignorant. It's like you're closed-minded. You just shut off from the world. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And that's why, I preach a lot about this brainwashing stuff. Like, that's a real situation. Like, people really do that. Come on now, let's talk about the military. That's what they do when you enter the military. They brainwash you. Why? Why do they have to brainwash you when you go to the military? I'll sit here and I'll wait for somebody from the military to tell me. Because if you're in your right mind, you probably wouldn't even do the things that they want you to do. So let's be real here. Like, honestly, another thing of brainwashing. Let's speak of the military. Matter of fact, it's weird because we train, not we, but the government train people to go to another country to control it, regulate it, and sometimes have to kill other citizens. Interesting. Where the hell did that come from? Somebody please tell me, where did that come from? I would love to know where that theory came from. Like, how did all of this come about? Like, who thought about this in their room? Oh, yeah, let's put together, a group, and, you guys have your group, and, let's just fight. Let's fight for everything. It's me winning and you winning, and, or you're losing, and why? Who came up with all this? Is it just me? Or is our world feels like it's just falling apart? El Capo said there is a chain of command that requires following orders on a short notice, and that takes a certain type of training. It began with the Romans. Oh, I'm going to have to do my studying with that one. Because El Capo, I'm just like, why? But why? And I hated history. I just got to be honest. I did. And now as I'm getting older, I'm just like, dang, why I didn't pay attention to history? Which, but to be honest with you, the history that they were trying to teach us in school, it was boring. I don't even hear nothing about that type of history. But when we talk about this serious stuff, like where do we come from and all this other stuff, it gets really deep and crazy. I'm gonna say this. Have you guys ever played that game? Let's say it's 30 of you, right? And somebody tell the first person something, and then it goes on from there. By the time it gets to the 30th person, it has completely changed in all type of forms. Completely changed. It is nothing similar or anything to what that first person said. And if you haven't played that game, try it. That's a telltale sign of you can't be following everybody. Like, you have to really walk and act on your own accord. period. You have to understand what's right and what's wrong. If you're following somebody in your heart, you know damn well what they're doing is wrong. If they're hurting people, stealing from people, conniving, killing, whatever, that's wrong, period. So that's why we write shit down. I gotta agree with you with that one. Exactly. That's why people, what you call that? Oh, dang, somebody had just said it the other day. And I was like, at some point, we are so far gone, it is ridiculous. And that's why I had said, like, I need to like really understand. At first, I was going through things and reading things, and I was like, you know what? This is all complicated. Like, what these people, some people say this, another group says this, another group says that, another group says this. Everybody have their own opinion about a lot of things, and at the end of the day, just to X the middleman out of all of that, I just go off of strictly my heart. I just move strictly off of my heart because I don't know what's real and what's fake no more. Period. I don't. And a lot of people can contest to that today. You know, another writer of mine, we was talking today about how we feel like the world is just, it is. The end of the day. It's like it's coming to an end. Like, look at everything. Like when I was little, I can remember this show on BET called Midnight Love. And the reason why Midnight Love used to come on at midnight because all the kids were supposed to be asleep, right? Because they had like a lot of, you know, booty shaking and women that had on hardly no clothes or whatever. But now you can pick up your phone and you can see a woman with nothing on your phone. Like, it's so accessible now. Then they turn around and say, now hold on, I'm about to say this. So then in the Bible, it says that, I don't know if they say the word gay or homosexual or whatever, but they say that's an abomination, right? But then I look up in the world, they are now allowing same-sex marriages. So with that being said, you got people that's going by the Bible, and then you got people over here in the world that has sit up here and said, okay, we are going to allow people of the same sex to get married. So then you have people really confused about what's real and what's right and what's wrong. Then now that's starting a confusion because now same-sex marriages or people, now they're going against people that are, I guess, going off what the Bible is saying. So people really don't even know what's right or wrong. They're just following their hearts. And is that wrong? Is that wrong to follow your heart? And you know, I don't know if the Bible said anything about slavery. I haven't got that deep in the Bible. But you know what? The Bible is right here, and I can look at it right now. And let's see if it said anything about slavery, Mr. El Carpo. Let's see. Because, baby, it is a lot that is going on that we need answers to. You know, and okay, so I'm in this part. Let's see. Is it another word for that? Because I don't see that nowhere in here. Nope. Let's look it up on Google. Look in Exodus. Okay. Let's see. So, let's see. Exodus. Slavery verse. All right. Outlines such a code in which women's slavery became more permanent by way of voluntary extension. Both women and men are able to be used as sexual slaves. Wow, to breed more slaves. However, such sexual use required change in status for women slaves, but not for male slaves. Laws about slaves, Exodus 21. Let's see. See, I love when people get up on here and we can really have a conversation. Exodus 21. Now, these are the rules that you shall set before them. When you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve 6 years, and in the seventh he shall go out free for nothing. If he comes in single, he shall go out single. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be masters and shall go out alone. You know what? I'm going to pause on this right quick. And I am going to ask my pastor about this because I'm not into the Bible like that. Like I just started reading things in the Bible, passages in the Bible, and things like that. So in order for me to be able to answer correctly, I'm going to have to go to somebody and just see, prophet to the nation, confusions versus disobedience. Love that. Love that. Our hearts are smarter than the Bible, very. And I'm looking in Exodus. There are a number of references to slavery in the Bible. As Catholic, I've read the book cover to cover at least 4 times. Okay, so interesting that you're Catholic. So my family is also Catholic, but my mom's side is Catholic and my father's side is Pentecostal. I've been to a Catholic church, a Baptist church, a Pentecostal church, non-denominational churches. I've pretty much been to every doggone church there is. So, I ain't gonna lie. Catholic, I can't really understand what they be talking about. It kind of confused me when I was a young girl, and this group of people came from way somewhere else to bring this statue. And apparently this statue was supposed to cry blood. Do you know anything about that, El Capo? Because that was, I forgot what you call that, but it's called something. And I'm pretty sure most normal Catholics cherry pick the good stuff out the Bible. Okay, so, that was interesting for me as a young girl. I never seen the statue cry blood. Some people confused, but most want to walk in disobedience. I definitely have to agree to that. Like, who said your heart is smart? Who said that? El Capo. Yes, our hearts are smarter. Yes, agree with that. Okay, so El Capo, thank you for that confirmation because I was looking crazy. I was like, well, what in the world? I'm waiting on the statue to cry, baby, but it never cried. So there we go again with brainwashing. My grandfather tried to brainwash me like the Statue of Mary was going to just start crying out blood or whatever. And, I was standing up there looking at it, staring at it. I think these people stayed in town for about 3 days, if I'm not mistaken, praying and worshiping and not worshiping, but praying and doing the rosary thing. And I'm just sitting up there like boo-boo the fool waiting on this statue to cry. So, with me being up in all these churches, it's still something that had resonated up in me. And it goes back to my heart. Like, it's something that is allowing me or making me to choose right. Period. And, like I said, this is coming from me. I've lived a very dark life. And in that life, it was a whole bunch of darkness. And for me, every time I prayed and believed that who I was praying to was going to help me, I always came out of that darkness for me. Okay. So I can't speak for everybody else. I don't know. I'm still going through the motions. I'm asking people a whole lot of questions because I'm just trying to find, like somebody said, I'm just trying to find the needle in the haystack. And okay, what we're talking about, Kiss is being brainwashed and how that can affect us And first we started talking about, like money and just being brainwashed, period. Like us having to take on battles that happened to, our ancestors, or us having to, we spoke on the coronavirus, how out here in Texas they was paying people to take the virus. Also, I wanted to touch up on that. Texas has some law to where if corporate, whatever business that you work for, if they tell you to take the if you have to take the vaccination and you don't, you can get fired. So it's all about control. And, I really understand now why people just get off the grid. Like, it's so mind boggling. And if you can't control your emotions and go through life, it's crazy, because you have to go with the system, but then your inner self is telling you to go. It's telling you to go against the system because the system is not right. It could just be confusing. Prophet says my father took the injection and it started to shut all his organs down. He was in ICU. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, baby. I'm so sorry to hear that, and I pray that your family. Oh, that's very touching. Like, I am an empath, and if you don't know what an empath means, I feel when other people are hurting, and I'm just gonna keep you guys in prayer. Keep your family in prayer by prophet to the nation. That's what I will say, and I'm just gonna pray for you, because I know that can be just, man, how your emotions can just, you're listening to the system telling you to take something, then one of your family members takes something, and then that's what happens. That could really mess up somebody. And I really feel for you, and I'm gonna pray for you and your family, and really, and God bless you guys. I'm sorry that anybody have to go through the things that they have to go through. Anything. And kisses, we have to fast and pray, not only prayer, but fast also. And I just learned that. I used to call myself fasting and didn't know that's what I was doing. I thought it was just because I had no money and I wasn't eating. But as I didn't have no money and I wasn't eating, I was praying though. And I always got a meal. I remember that like it was yesterday. That's why I appreciate where I am today. And I look back at times like that, not saying that, it'll never happen again, but I look back on that and I'm grateful for where I'm at. And every time I've been down and out, you guys, I've always prayed. So out of my eyes, I do believe in prayer. I do believe in the higher power. Like, I could get myself out of a lot of situations, but it be the moments when I can't, and when my back is against the wall and I can't, man, and I start praying, then I don't do anything. Things just start happening. And I know that has to be God, y'all. Like, I'm not one to make people believe in certain things. I'm not a control freak. I don't do anything like that. Everybody have to go through life the way that they see fit. But from where I'm sitting at right now, it's like I have no choice but to continue thinking how I think. And how most people that I talk to, I have, like I said, I'm an Uber driver. So most people, a lot of people that get up in my car, I had one dude get up in my car the other day, and I had some gospel music playing, and he was just looking like, oh my God, bro, I wish you turned this off. I could feel his energy. When I tell you I'm an empath, like, please believe me, because I can feel you. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. It could be really overwhelming, but I have learned how to control how I'm feeling, because everybody is entitled. El Carpo says, I was told as a kid to pray like everything depends on God, and work everything depends on you, because your efforts will make the difference. I can understand that. You said as a child, you was told to pray like everything depends on God, and work like everything depends on you, because your efforts will make a difference. So El Carpo, I do know, and I may say it wrong, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. You know how it says just put your little pinky toe out there and God will do the rest? Like, that's it. Like, if you could just, nice chatting, and thanks for allowing me to share. Take care. You're so welcome, and you're so awesome, and be blessed. Much love, Prophet to the nation. You guys give him some hearts. But gotta sleep. LOL. You too. Good night, love. So you guys, I'm sorry, she. I am so sorry. You guys be confusing me with these names, I swear. Okay, love you. But, like, you just have to put your foot up there. That's it. Kiss John said, I always try to pay the price to be strong in spirit. I don't want to be a normal Christian. Ooh, Lord, you hit home on that one, baby. You hit home on that one. You should see how I be on a day-to-day basis, trying not to lie, because lying sometimes just come out of my mouth, and I cannot control it. You hear me? But I have to step back and not be so fast with what I'm saying. That way, it's not really lying. I never really call it just lying. It's called exaggerating the truth a little bit. And but back to El Carpo, like, you just have to, like what you said, what your parents told you. You work hard. Once you put that first step out there, that's it. But I can tell from off how you've been talking to me, El Carpo, you got a good heart, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just tell. Like, even if you have done things within your past, who hasn't? Who hasn't? None of us is perfect. And see, once your heart is pure, everything else just works out for you. So, that's just my theory upon life. And we gotta work together so we won't be brainwashed, you guys, because they're trying to kill us. Somebody's trying to kill us. So you have 3 adult kids. That's beautiful. One is a musician. I love music. If you can see me right now, I'm also a video recording live on YouTube, you guys. So on YouTube, it's the same name. It's Your Life Coach 1111. And this video is being viewed. And I love music. I have music notes all over my arm. I love it. One is a doctor. That's beautiful. We do need more doctors out here, because this legal drug dealing, let's talk about that too, this brainwashing. These legal drug dealers. Now, y'all put people on the street for selling drugs illegally, but yet you could become a doctor and sell drugs for one drug could be for, and y'all can challenge me up on this, go in your cabinet right now. One drug could be for, let's say you taking thyroid pills. The side effects is 20 other things. Now, God damn it. Come on now, you guys. Yep, I agree, kids. They won't kill us. Sure won't, because up in the Bible somewhere it says, we just read it. I don't know if it was in Isaiah or what, but before we destroy the earth, our higher self, our higher being will definitely intervene. And that was his promise, that he wouldn't destroy or let man destroy earth again. So, but yes, so you guys, I said this video is going to be 30 minutes, but when I get to talking, you can't stop me from talking, but I have to end this because I don't want people to be getting bored and then like, oh my gosh, she ain't really talking about nothing no more. But I really want you guys to stay tuned. Like I said, up on YouTube, you guys can follow me up on YouTube at It's Your Life Coach 1111. Also on Instagram, my Instagram name is It's Your Life Coach 1111. And my personal page where I talk about all this stuff is Aries _4 me. So that is, let me tell you again. Yes, that's what it is. So it's Aries _4 me. ARIES _4 me. So you guys could follow me. I chat back and forth. We can always talk. I love like-minded people. I'm actually looking for new friends because look like the direction I'm going in. All of my so-called friends are still living in their world, living of the world. So they have dismissed me. I don't have a WhatsApp number. I'm going to have to Google that and see what that is. But you guys be blessed, everyone. Kiss. El Carpe. You guys be blessed. And I love you guys. And much blessings to the rest of the week. Looks like I'm streaming late nights for some odd reason. I want to get on here during the day, but I'll be Ubering during the day. And so it looks like it's going to be late nights, but hopefully, I don't know if you guys get the notification once you become a follower. I don't know how that works, but I'm going to come up with a definite schedule. That way we can all be able to intervene. I do also see up on here that you can call in and we can have a conversation. So I'm also down with that as well. So you guys hit me up on my IG, DM me, message me, and let's get to helping each other. Let's change this world together. Love you guys. Mwah. Find the Low Standards and Poor Show. That's mine. On here? Perfect. Let me screenshot this because I don't know if I could be able to see my messages after it's perfect. I will definitely look for it and I will definitely follow you guys. Love you guys. I'm going to stop Podbean. No, I'm going to stop YouTube first. And your string stop immediately. Okay.